Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Zifferblatt, Director of BLI, your Better Life Institute. Pat Walters and I founded BLI to help you and your family learn how to live long and well, to control your weight and reduce your risk factors with respect to heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and other major problems that you're likely to face in the upcoming years. All BLI programs are designed to be effective, livable, and enjoyable, and they are for you and your family. There's one requirement, though, and it's a very, very important requirement. You have to be willing to make some changes in your life. That's extremely important. And if you do that, you'll be able to really appreciate a very long life and a very, very high quality life. We have a medical advisory board that periodically reviews all our programs and products and all our services and makes recommendations for new ones as well. Let's talk a little bit about BLI's Modern Magic Meals. They fit right in with that BLI philosophy of being effective, livable, and enjoyable. They're lower in calories, fat, cholesterol, salt, and sugar than many of the other convenience or packaged foods that you find on your supermarket shelves. They're very tasty and they're very, very easy to prepare. And they complement your entire eating plan along with Nutrilite products and of course the food items that you find or purchase in the supermarket. You'll note that a line of Modern Magic Meals has some MSG in it, has some salt, sugar, sorbitol, and even some hydrogenated oils in them. Modern Magic Meals uses the least amount possible without compromising taste. There is no substance nor amount of it used in Modern Magic Meals that has not been reviewed extensively by our country's major scientific and medical institutions. There's no food item that either an adult, a child, or an expectant mother cannot safely eat in the amounts appropriate. And of course, if you have any questions about health concerns, please speak to your physician about it. You really have to learn how to make an impact on the major factors that affect your health. Recently, the American Institute of Cancer Research published a report measuring the impact that several environmental factors had on causing cancer. 35% of those factors that cause cancer were related to your excess intake of calories, fat, and cholesterol, and also a reduced intake of dietary fiber. 30% of those factors were related to tobacco, and only 1% were related to food additives. Modern Magic Meals are designed to help you put into action the scientific knowledge we have about the major nutritional factors that can help contribute to improved weight control, improved heart health, and reducing your risks of cancer. Pat's going to show you how to prepare and integrate Modern Magic Meals into your eating habits and those of your family for lifelong health. Good eating.
Hi, I'm Pat Walters, and I'm so glad that you can join me today on this most beautiful day. You know, we live a very, very different lifestyle than Mama did, than Grandma did. We have a very hectic and busy lifestyle. Most of us are involved in business, not to mention home, family, children, community activities, and we just don't take time to smell the roses perhaps as we should. And a lot of us figure that we just don't have time to prepare the meals that we should prepare for our families. But now BLI and Modern Magic Meals has provided for you a vehicle to put it all together, to allow you to spend the time to enjoy smelling the roses like today, and to be able to prepare very healthy meals. Now, our Modern Magic Meal food line is comprised of soups, sauces, salad dressings, and spices that will just make your foods come alive. And to make it all come together so beautifully, we have put together a line of desserts that are low in calories, low in fat, that are very, very healthy and very delicious to enjoy. All our foods taste good, are very easy to prepare, and I want to show you just how wonderful the whole product line is in my kitchen. Come on, join me in the BLI kitchen. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Welcome to my BLI kitchen. I'm so glad that you can join me today to learn more about the BLI Modern Magic Meal product line. I'd like to begin today explaining to you the new line of spices, herbs, and condiments that we have in the product line that are going to make your foods come alive. I realized several years ago when I first began cooking this way that once I removed fat, reduced sodium and sugar from my diet, that the foods just did not taste good. They just didn't have that zing that I normally had in my cooking. And I'm a good cook and I enjoy good food. So my challenge was to design a line of spices, herbs, and condiments to make the food sing, to make it come alive. And that's what we have in this product line. And that's what I would like to explain to you today. The cornerstone, the basic foundation of our product line are 4 spice blends. Now, why did we put together a spice blend? Well, we did it precisely for this reason. Spices are very expensive, ladies and gentlemen. And when you cook, you use many, many spices in a special favorite ethnic dish. You will have a lot of money invested on the shelf in all these little individual cans. And besides that, one of the things that you may not know is that from the moment that those spice cans or jars are opened, the spices begin to lose their flavor and their potency. Not that they go bad, they don't go bad, but they just lose the full impact of their flavor. Some of you, I'll bet, have a jar of spice on the shelf that's 5 years old. How can you expect your foods to taste good if the spices do not have the zing that the dish intended it to have? Therefore, in order to save you money, in order to help you make the dishes that will come out tasting the way you expect them to taste, we have put together blends. A very, very subtle blend of different spices that are your favorites, beginning with Oriental. Now, Oriental cooking has become very, very popular here in the United States. We use Oriental spices like this in soups and salad dressings and in all the wonderful Oriental type cuisines that you see here presented. The second most popular ethnic cuisine is Mexican. Now, this blend is not spicy hot, so don't be afraid that if you sprinkle this in your food, if you use it in your cooking, that your mouth is going to wind up on fire. It is not. This blend is a very, very subtle blend of all the beautiful Mexican spices that you enjoy so well. The next blend that we have is Italian. Now, this is an herb mix. This is not a ground powder. This will cook differently. Make sure that you crush these herbs either with a mortar and pestle or in your hand before you put them into the food, like I am doing here. I'm just going to take some of it, put it in the palm of my hand, and as I sprinkle them into my food, kind of crush them between my fingers so that all the blends of the oils come out into this wonderful tomato sauce that I am going to use, just like this, in lasagna. I can use it on my pizza. I can use it on any pasta dish. I can use it in my vegetables, and then wait and stand by and wait for all those wonderful compliments that you are going to receive. The fourth blend that we have for you, and this has become very, very popular just recently, is a Cajun blend. This is wonderful on chicken and fish, as you can see. And if you like the taste of Cajun, use it on chicken, fish. Use it on your salads. Remember that this is spicy hot. So perhaps a little bit will be your guide. Use a little bit, and then you can always add more. If there's too much in the pot, you can't take it out. I remember my father, who was a wonderful chef, telling me that when I were to use blends and herbs in my cooking, to always remember that herbs and spices have to come together like a beautiful relationship. One never overpowers the other. So if you will remember that in your life, and especially in your cooking, you're going to have wonderful foods that you can enjoy the very, very healthy way. Now, the next part of the product line that I want to explain to you are the array of what I call spritzes. Now, what is a spritz? This is a spritz. You see, I have a wonderful stir fry here. I'm going to spritz it just like that. You only had 7 calories for that 1.5 second spray. Now, why do we do this kind of spraying as opposed to using oils or butter or margarine? Every tablespoonful of oil, ladies and gentlemen, has 120 calories. Every tablespoonful of butter or margarine has 100 calories. A 1.5 second spray, spritz as I call it, only has 7 calories. What I'm giving you is flavor, health, more cluck for the buck that you are spending. Now, what's the next spritz or spray? These are really food sprays that I call spritzes. What's the next one I have? The next one I have is an olive oil mist. We've learned a lot about the monounsaturateds that research is telling us are okay for the body. Olive oil is a monounsaturated oil. It makes Italian food come alive. What can I do with these kinds of things? Well, one of the things that I can do is to spray a pan like that, and then I can saute onions and garlic and mushrooms and parsley and all the food items that I normally did when I wanted my Italian food to come alive. This is excellent on salads also, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you want the taste of olive oil, you have it now in a can. Remember, only 7 calories a spritz. The next one I have is the oil that you might use, or the oil spray that you might use when you did not want the strong flavor of olive oil or peanut oil or sesame oil to come through in your food. This is just a plain vegetable oil coating mix, perhaps for your baking, so that when you're making muffins or a cake, no strong flavor will come into your baked goods. This is an excellent spray. And the fourth one, oh, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know about this yet. This is butter garlic spray. This is the stuff that's going to make garlic bread without the calories that you wear from day to day whenever you put butter or margarine on any kind of a bread product. All I would do is take a piece of bread like this wonderful Italian bread I have, spritz it like that, perhaps sprinkle some of our Italian spices on top of it, maybe a little bit of Parmesan cheese. The garlic is already in there. Bake this in the oven. All I would do is bake this in the oven. Can't you just see? Oh, if you could smell the wonderful aromas that are coming across from this spray, you're going to love it. Try it on pasta. Where you used to use butter, now use the butter garlic spray. It's really wonderful, and I know that you're going to enjoy it. Now, let's go from there on to something new and different. The next array of spices that we have put together, and these are all blends, ladies and gentlemen, will take care of different kind of cooking needs for you. The first one that I have here is a cinnamon blend. Now, this is a blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, mace, the kind of sweet spices that you would use in baking. I did not put any kind of a sweetener in this spice. You add the sweetener of your choice here, for instance, to sprinkle on a cinnamon toast in the morning for children, or to put it onto oatmeal or hot cereal to make that taste better. This is a plain cinnamon spice, and you're going to love the blend in your baked goods as well. Try this. These next 4 blends that I want to talk to you about have sodium in them. They have some salt, perhaps some sodium. Some of them have a little bit of sugar in them. We put these blends together. You use them very, very sparingly. You don't have to overpower anything, any kind of foods that you are preparing with these. The first one is a barbecue mix. Now, why did we do this? Well, we put together this barbecue mix so that you can have the taste of barbecue without a lot of calories or sauce. Just sprinkle a little bit onto chicken or fish. And then when you cook, when you broil, when you put on the grill your chicken or your fish, it will have the flavor without a lot of calories that go with the sauce, but the barbecue flavor will come across. The second spice blend that I wanted to talk to you about is a smoky ham mix. So many times people have said to me, but Pat, how do you make a pot of beans or a pot of soup come alive when I used to put in a ham hock or a piece of bacon? How can I do that? I like that flavor. Well, we have designed for you a smoky ham mix. A little bit of this in a pot of beans, a little bit of this in a soup where you used to use a piece of meat will really make the soup come alive. Now, this spice blend does have some sodium in it. Go easy on it, but the flavor is wonderful. And I have used this anywhere I used to use the taste of ham or bacon. Experiment, and I think that you'll come up with your own wonderful ideas. The next one I have for you is a party mix. So many times people will say to me, Pat, I just don't have enough snacky things. Can I make something to snack on in the evening? And so what I have done is put together a party blend mix. What you see here, ladies and gentlemen, is a blend of cereals and crackers that have been dry toasted. All I did to make this was to take some of the olive oil mist, and I sprayed the crackers and I sprayed the cereal with this mist. Then I sprinkled some of our party mix on it. I baked it in a slow oven for about 10 minutes. took it out of the oven, allowed it to cool, and now I have wonderful, healthy snacks, not deep fat fried, high in fiber, lower in calories than those things that you've been munching every evening in front of the television set, but a lot of flavor and a lot of enjoyment. This is bound to be a hit in your home. And also remember that once these are made, these go great in a sandwich bag to school for snacks for the kids. They love this stuff. The next product I have for you is the vegetable seasoning and gravy mix, that which our chefs here call the magic brown powder. This is a powdered bouillon. It has sodium in it, so if you're sodium sensitive, I want you to be aware that you would watch this carefully. But it does make food come alive. I use it in soups. I use it when I broil chicken or when I broil fish. I use it in salads. I use it when I scramble eggs. Anywhere that I would want the flavor of something with a little bit of sodium, a little bit of salt in it without the nasty aftertaste. This will fit the bill, and I think that once you try it, you're going to see that this is going to be a staple on your shelf. These next products, and let me move these out of the way, but these next products that I have for you have been much, much needed, and here they are. They all began with something that we call butter dust. Now, if you will remember, I had mentioned to you earlier in this segment that 1 tablespoonful of butter or margarine has 100 calories, and none of us ever use just 1 tablespoonful of butter or margarine. And we wear those calories in all the unsightly places we don't care to wear them. So what we have done is we have taken this wonderful butter flavor, this butter product, and we have put it into a carbohydrate base. What do I do with it? I sprinkle this on cauliflower, on broccoli, on green peas, on green beans. I use it in my baked goods. I use it anywhere that I want the butter flavor to come through in my foods. It sprinkles beautifully. If I take this butter-flavored powder and I reconstitute it with a little warm water, I only have to spend 6 calories for a tablespoon. So again, you're seeing that you're going to get more cluck for the nutritional buck that you are spending every time you use the butter dust. Well, we couldn't be alone with just butter dust. We have complemented it with 2 other dusts that I know that you're going to enjoy. The first one is sour cream and chives dust. What complements a baked potato better than sour cream and chives to go with the butter? But then again, we have a lot of high-fat calories. So we took the flavor of sour cream and chives and we put it into a carbohydrate base. And if you sprinkle this on a baked potato, it makes the baked potato taste wonderful. I have used this mixed with a little cottage cheese when I blend it in the food processor. And then what I have is a great sour cream tasting dip or spread without all the fat calories. And the third of this wonderful magical trio is cheese dust. Americans love cheese, and we especially love the taste of cheddar cheese. Well, you would use this powder anywhere you like the taste of cheddar cheese. In Mexican food, in scrambled eggs. I use it in casseroles and in dips and in spreads and anywhere I like the taste of cheese, and it has next to no calories when you mix it with water. Remember, there's only 6 calories a tablespoon when you mix this with water. Use it in your baked goods. Use it whenever you prepare a casserole. This magic trio of dusts are going to help you make foods that taste good and that are healthy for you. Ladies and gentlemen, you have seen in this segment the array of spices, herbs, and condiments that we have for you in the BLI Modern Magic Meals product line. And I think that you have seen the very many ways, just the beginning of the very many ways that you can use these products in your own kitchen. The next segment on soups and sauces and salad dressings is going to be so much fun, and I want you to stand by with us because you're going to see not only how to enjoy those foods, but how this product line will just embellish on that which we have to come. So stand by for the fun. Ladies and gentlemen, we here at BLI teach people that from Maine to California, you can buy chicken, fish, fruits, vegetable, whole grains, and skim dairy products anywhere. The basic foundation to a heart-healthy diet is available in everyone's grocery store. And that's very true, and a lot of you are using these products. However, what I get back from you, and what I have heard from you over a period of years that I've been involved in heart-healthy cooking, is that, Pat, it gets pretty boring without something to jazz it up. In the beginning segment, we talked to you about spices and herbs and condiments, the products that make food come alive, that give it a zing. Now let's take it a step further and talk to you about the 3 S's: soups, sauces, and salad dressings. The 3 main products that are going to make your food come alive, to make it taste better and have more eye appeal and more taste appeal. Let's begin with Mexican. People like Mexican food. Used to be years ago when I first left the East Coast and moved to the West Coast, I never knew anything about Mexican food. Then I went to California and I learned a whole new way of cooking, eating, and enjoying. Now, for those of you who like your food spicy hot, now remember this is spicy hot. This will really waken up your taste buds. If you don't like spicy hot, it'll take the roof of your head off. Believe me, it'll do that too. It's wonderful. All you do to reconstitute this Mexican hot sauce is add water and vinegar, and it comes up a wonderful, magical salsa. For those of you who don't like a lot of hot spicy, but like just a little bit of a nip, then chopped tomatoes and cilantro, the normal food products that you would put into a salsa, and add a little bit of this magic powder, just as you would a spice. And then you can give it the zing that you like. To complement your Mexican food, tortillas, wonderful corn tortillas, Mexican bread, dry toasted in the oven, and I'm taking some of our cheese dust. You remember this, and you remember how versatile I told you it was. I'm going to sprinkle some cheese dust on these dry corn tortilla, and then when I dip them in the salsa, I'm going to have a wonderful taste sensation. Another variation that you might like to try. People will say to me, but Pat, how do I make chips? I like the chips to go with the salsa. Here's an idea. Take a piece of pita bread. You remember in the earlier segment I talked to you about our food sprays. This is a spritz. Remember, how many calories do we have in a spritz, a 1.5 second spritz? 7. You're right. See how much you remembered. Let's just spritz this. And then I'm going to sprinkle some of our Mexican spices on this. I'm going to dry toast this in the oven. Just put it on a baking sheet, put it in a 350 oven for about 10 minutes, and when it gets nice and crispy, I have wonderful chips to go with my salsa to complement my Mexican hors d'oeuvres, ready anytime to be enjoyed. So keep these products on the shelf. The next step I want to take is to introduce you to the Italian sauces that we have in our product line. Now, as I mentioned before, I had shown you the spice, the herbs, the mixed blend. Now let's talk about the spaghetti sauce mix. People like tomato sauce. And here we have one that is just delicious for you. It's a meatless sauce, and the way that we have described the directions on the back of the can are just to add tomatoes and water, simmer it for 20 minutes on the stove. If you like more of an herby taste, add our mixed blend of Italian herbs and spices, and then you can present a beautiful dish of spaghetti to your family. How would I present it? Well, I always like a little bit of an extra nip, so I would put some more of my spice on here. And then I would add a little bit of Parmesan, and this entire plate of pasta without meat and without oil, a wonderful high carbohydrate dish, probably has about 250 calories. If I were to add oil or add meat, double the calories, and if you do, you will wear them tomorrow. Remember this, what you eat today, you will wear tomorrow. Make it healthy, and you'll look thin and be healthy for the rest of your life. Let's talk about the soups, the second stage of the S's. I have here for you 4 soups that I'd like to talk about, to begin with potato. Now, I put a potato soup in the line, potato that also makes a wonderful vichyssoise for that special meal, the cold potato soup that a lot of people like to enjoy winter and summer. This potato soup is very, very versatile. What we have done here is we have made clam chowder. This makes a wonderful, thick, creamy soup, but without the fat, because it has been reconstituted, the dry mix has been reconstituted with skim milk, and it only takes about 15 minutes to cook on the stove. Now, the second soup I want to talk to you about is beef noodle soup. Whenever I smell this soup cooking on the stove, I always remember my mother. I used to love to walk into Mama's kitchen when I was a little girl and smell this beef noodle soup cooking on the stove. Today I'm going to prepare it for you very, very easily. All I have is the boiling water ready on the stove. I'm going to add the soup mix to the boiling water. Just stir it very, very gently, bless it, and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes until all the flavors come alive and all the noodles are nice and plumped up. And then I'm going to serve it to my family to enjoy, just like I did when I was a little girl. And I still do now that I'm a big girl. One of the things I like to do with these soups, these noodle soups, is add frozen mixed vegetables to make it more hearty, to make it more like a main meal. Because we get tired of eating chicken and fish and fruits and vegetables and whole grains all the time. Let's introduce soups and salads and sauces and chips and dips, the healthy way to put some variety into our life. And these vegetables come right out of your freezer case. You buy them in the grocery store, and you don't have to spend hours chopping and cleaning and sautéing and mincing and spending 8 hours to make a pot of soup that's going to be consumed in 20 minutes, and then what do you have left? You have 2 hours to clean up the kitchen. Let's do it efficiently, and let's do it the heart-healthy way. The second noodle soup I wanted to talk to you about is chicken noodle. If people like beef noodle soup, they like chicken noodle soup, and this too is just as versatile as the beef noodle. One of the things that I like to do, and my family likes me to do so much, is to make this like an oriental soup, because most oriental noodle soups start with a chicken base. And then what I have done is gone to the grocery store, and I will buy the oriental mixed vegetables, add those at the end of the cooking cycle, and add some of our oriental mixed spices that I had talked to you about earlier in the segment. You see, all these foods come together. Someone said to me one time, but Pat, you're always recycling the same foods. Yes, I am, but they all come out a different way the second time around. So you play Michelangelo in the kitchen just as I do, and I think that you're going to see that your pot of soup is going to come out just like homemade from a can. One other thing I want to mention to you is that these cans of soup make very large quantities if you so wish. But on the can directions, I've also included directions on how to make 1 serving or 4 serving sizes. It stores very, very nicely right on your shelf after you use this soup for the first time. All you do is use what you want, reseal it with the plastic lid, and it will stay there on your shelf ready for the next use around. It is extremely economical. So what you're doing is really getting more cluck for your buck when you buy these products, and you have to eat groceries every day, ladies and gentlemen. It's the way of life. And the next soup I want to tell you about is minestrone, probably BLI's favorite soup. This is a wonderful, wonderful chunky soup, a meatless minestrone. Not just because I'm Italian do I like it, but I like it because it's a very, very hearty soup, and all our guests agree to the same fact. Now let me show you what this minestrone soup looks like when it comes right out of the can. It's loaded with wonderful whole pastas and beans and vegetables. And when you cook it cooks up just like homemade minestrone that used to take hours to cook on the stove. For a hearty meal, let me explain to you what you can do. Make up the soup, serve it with a little Parmesan cheese, wonderful slices of bread. You can even make garlic toast. Don't forget, we have our butter garlic spray that you could put on this bread, sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese on it, bake it in the oven, and you have garlic toast. Add a salad and a piece of fruit, voila, magic. Food right there before your very, very eyes. The next soup is an extremely versatile soup, and it can also be used as a sauce mix. And this is our mushroom soup and gravy mix. Now this soup we put into the line because it seems to me that when I was a young bride, every recipe that I used included a can of mushroom soup. And I did that. It seemed to cover up a multitude of sins, and I got into the habit of using mushroom soup. My family became accustomed to it. They liked it very much. But I found out when I became attuned to a heart-healthy diet that the mushroom soup that I was buying in a can is very, very high in fat. So when we designed this product line, we chose this mushroom soup because it's very, very low in fat. And when it is reconstituted with skim milk, it makes a very delicious mushroom soup, a very versatile mushroom soup without the fat and all the flavor. To show you how versatile, I've used broccoli and made cream of broccoli soup with this as a base. I add some of our cheese powder and make a cheese soup, a wonderful thick creamy cheese soup with our mushroom flavor base. It's extremely versatile, and I know that you're going to like it. It's going to become one of the staples that you have on your grocery shelf. The next thing I want to talk to you about to round out the 3 S's, as we call them, are the salad dressings. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would eat more salad every day, you would lose weight, feel better, live a wonderful high-fiber dietary plan. But one of the problems that you have when you do this is that you glop up this wonderful salad with very high-calorie salad dressing. The average salad dressing that you get out of a bottle or that you make at home with a basis of sour cream and mayonnaise can have anywhere between 65 and 100 calories a tablespoon. I'll repeat that, 65 to 100 calories a tablespoon. And have you ever eaten a salad with just 1 tablespoonful of salad dressing? What you normally do is take 25 calories of salad and about 200 calories of salad dressing, sit down, enjoy the salad, say, I'm doing something good for myself. But are you really? You like the flavor of salad dressings, but let me show you how to make these salad dressings healthier. Number one, make them like we do with one of our mixes, utilizing, in lieu of sour cream, instead of using mayonnaise, make it with yogurt. Make it with a non-fat yogurt. Blend 1% milk fat cottage cheese on the blender or in the food processor and add our spices, and you get all the flavor, all the creamy texture, but you're not going to get the calories. This is one of the powders I wanted you to see, and this is the Our House Dry Mix, and you can see it is just a dry powder. It's a wonderful flavor enhancer. This has a wonderful tangy lemon base, and I love to add it to just plain non-fat yogurt. It's not only great on salad, I love it on fish, I love it on hot boiled potatoes. It's extremely versatile. I have even been known to take this salad dressing mix and to use it as a spice. Why not? All the herbs and spices are in there to complement my foods. I can make this extremely versatile as I want it to be enjoyed. This that I used here in this cruet is the ranch style dressing. This is the ranch that so many people enjoy so much. And the third dressing we have is the Italian. Here it is. This is the Italian salad dressing mix. I had mentioned to you that salad dressings can have between 65 and 100 calories a tablespoon. When I enjoy our creamy Italian salad dressing mix that has been made with fruit juice and with vinegar, it has 10 calories a tablespoon. You understand the trade-off. What I've done is taken the unhealthy out and put the healthy back into the food. So you can enjoy a salad without any guilt and without any extra calories. Here you see the Italian, the creamy ranch style, and the basis for the Our House mix. If I wanted to make it any different, all I would have to do is add mustard to one of those mixes if I like the tang of a Dijon mustard. Add our oriental spices. You can let yourself wander through the kitchen and experiment as you have never experimented before, and you do it well and you're going to enjoy it. Look at our 3 S's, ladies and gentlemen, and give me an evaluation of our salad dressings, of our soups, and our sauces. I know that when you try these in the kitchen, you are going to be very, very pleasantly surprised, and you're going to enjoy. Now wait till you see our dessert line. Are you going to be surprised? Welcome to my sweet shop. And you thought that you'd never be able to enjoy dessert again. Surprise. So many people believe that when they're going to be living a heart-healthy, calorie-controlled life, that they'll never be able to enjoy those sweet things, the goodies, if you will, that they had enjoyed in the past. Well, our challenge in putting together this product line for you was to be able to provide for you sweets that do not challenge your insulin and will not challenge your weight problems. And that's exactly what we have done. First of all, we began the line with some cake mixes. 3 cake mixes, America's favorite. Chocolate, a white cake mix, and a lemon-flavored cake mix. Now, these cake mixers are very, very different from those mixes that you're going to find in your grocery store. Number one, because the main ingredient in the cake mix that you buy in your local grocery store is sugar. If you want to eat a lot of sugar, God bless you, buy those cake mixes. But if you are conscientious about the amount of sugar that you eat and your family eats, perhaps you'd like to try these cake mixes. These cake mixes are sweetened with sorbitol. It is a sugar, but it is processed much more slowly in the body. Therefore, even a diabetic can enjoy these cake mixes. Now, when we first prepared these cakes, we found them to be a little bit dry because they're very, very low in fat and they have no sugar, the 2 substances that when you first make a homemade cake, make that cake nice and creamy. So I looked at these cakes and I decided that I was going to do something to keep them lighter, to keep them moister, and what could I do and still keep them healthy? Well, here's the proof of the pudding, so to speak. The first thing I did, and please trust me with this because I call this my Trust Me chocolate cake, is I added to this chocolate cake mix 1 cup of very, very well-washed sauerkraut. Now, you may think I'm crazy. You can believe anything you want. The recipe is right on the back of this can. But before there ever was coconut in German chocolate cake, there was sauerkraut in German chocolate cake. So what I did is I went back into my old recipe books and I found this recipe and I adapted it for you. Try it. The sauerkraut is low in calories and it stretches the calories and the sauerkraut taste does not come through. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Now, in addition to that, we had the challenge of making the white cake and the lemon cake more moist. What did we do? Well, you see over here that this beautiful chocolate cake that we have here, nice and high, presenting beautifully to company, was made with raspberries. I added fresh blended raspberries, the wonderful taste of raspberries, and the moistness that the fruit would give to a chocolate cake. To the lemon cake, I added gelatin. After the cake was baked, I poured gelatin, lemon gelatin that had been moistened in warm water, just poured it on top, poked holes in the cake, poured the gelatin on. Then when it was cool, I decorated it so beautifully for that special party or occasion. The white cake, what did we do with the white cake? We poured a wonderful fresh berry syrup on top before we decorated it. Doesn't that look beautiful? In fact, I think that after this segment, you and I are going to sit down and enjoy a glass of tea and a piece of this cake. Stand by and enjoy with me. Now let me tell you about the puddings that we've done. Puddings are the kind of desserts that we grew up with. It was Mama, when she didn't have time, would always make a pot of pudding for us. And we enjoyed it, but it doesn't seem so festive, but it can be presented very beautifully and very festively. What we have here are America's favorite puddings: vanilla pudding, butterscotch pudding, chocolate pudding. Each one of these puddings only has 50 calories for a 3.5-ounce serving. That's a half a cup for only 50 calories. Now that may not seem much to you, 50 calories for half a cup, but stop and think. 1 tablespoonful of butter or margarine has 100 calories. Look what you can get for only 50 calories without guilt. These desserts prepare so easily. All you do is put them into a food processor or into a blender jar. You mix cold water, blend them, they set up immediately, and you sit back and you enjoy. This line of puddings are sweetened with NutraSweet. Now, some of you out there might be saying, Pat, is NutraSweet okay for me? Please be aware that we would never use any product that might be considered harmful. NutraSweet has been completely cleared by the FDA as safe for use. So when you enjoy these puddings, thoroughly enjoy them without any fear. Let me show you the wonderful topping I have for you. People enjoy whipped cream, but whipped cream is all cream and is all fat. What we have here is a whipped topping for only 5 calories a teaspoon. So again, you can enjoy this wonderful whipped topping in so many ways. Put it on fresh berries, put it on pancakes, put it on waffles, put it on cakes, put it on pudding. Now let me show you this, ladies and gentlemen, for your comparison. You will remember that I talked to you about calories, and calories that you thought you'd never be able to enjoy again. Here I have chocolate pudding, sweet and delicious to the taste buds, wonderful to look at, and now you can enjoy this whole dish of pudding for probably under 100 calories. This entire dish of pudding for 100 calories. Always remember that as a guide, you will use that 1 tablespoonful of butter or margarine having 100 calories. And again, remember what I said in one of the previous segments. No one ever eats just 1 tablespoonful of butter or margarine. So enjoy these puddings, enjoy them. Make them for your family and make pies with them and all the wonderful things that you did with creamy puddings in the past. For festive occasions, what can I do? Wonderful mousse, chocolate mousse, strawberry mousse, and lemon mousse for only 55 calories a half cup serving. Can you believe that? Watch and see. It's just wonderful. I fully believe that if all of us in life would accept the fact that life is to be enjoyed, don't make it difficult. If you make it difficult, you're not going to enjoy it. None of us have time to spend hours and hours in the kitchen to prepare foods for us to enjoy or for our families to enjoy. It's not that we don't know how to do it. It's just that we just don't have time in a very, very busy life that we lead. So what we have done is prepare foods for you that you can do very quickly in your home. The heart-healthy, the BLI way. Look at these mousse. These are to be enjoyed by you, by your family, anytime, and all you need is a food processor or a blender, and voila, magic. Let me tell you about the wonderful, wonderful cheesecakes. I grew up on cheesecake. On the East Coast, cheesecake just became the kind of a dessert that we would eat when we really wanted to be indulgent. Unfortunately, the cheesecake that we've eaten in the past is very, very high in fat. That's why the name cheesecake came around, and perhaps that's why we used to like to indulge. Well, I did not want to take cheesecake away from you, but I wanted to be able to provide for you a cheesecake that was low in fat and low in calories, and we have been able to do just that. We have a regular cheesecake, and we have now a chocolate cheesecake for you. A 3.5-ounce serving only has 55 calories. Now, this is a no-bake cheesecake. So again, it comes very, very quick and easy out of your kitchen. You reconstitute the cheesecake mix with cold, very, very cold skim milk. Whip it up, it sets up very, very quickly. You can pour it into a springform pan. You could line the pan with cracker crumbs if you so wish. You could put it into a parfait glass and stand by and watch the people enjoy. You will enjoy this again and again. And any time that you have to provide a very special dessert for a special occasion and you just don't know what to do, make the cheesecake, top it with berries, put a whipped topping on top. And you'd never be afraid to take this anywhere, and don't tell anyone that it's good for them or that it's healthy. Just stand by and watch the wonderful looks of pleasure on their face as they enjoy this wonderful dessert. We have for you iced tea mix. Now, why would we add such an iced tea mix to the line of sweets? Well, it's sweet. So what we have done here is we have taken an instant tea, we have lemon flavored it, and we have sweetened it with NutraSweet. So that one glass to be enjoyed, a wonderful, sweet, deliciously cold drink, only has 4 calories for a glass. So you can enjoy this again in our product line, and again without any guilt or any fear. To top the entire sweet line off, where would we be without a dessert? For breakfast, a dessert called pancakes. What we have done here is made for you pancakes from our pancake mix. We've topped it with blueberries. You remember in the other segment I showed you butter dust? Here is another use for our butter dust. As we sprinkle, as liberally as we so choose, our butter dust for butter flavor on our pancakes. And then, look at this, ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful fresh berry syrup. Wouldn't you love to present this to the children and the grandchildren? And it's right there in your kitchen, quick and easy. The pancake mix is just reconstituted with ice water. Put it in the blender, pour it. It makes a very thin batter, but it's extremely versatile. You've seen our product suite line. Now come on into my kitchen, sit down, and have a piece of cake and a glass of iced tea with me. Come sit down, relax, and enjoy with me. Enjoy the fruits of our labor. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I have the very, very best job in town. First I cook, and then I sit down and enjoy. But before we sit down to enjoy, let me explain to you some more products that we have in our BLI product line. You know, we're not just food people. We're really educators. We like to teach people about health and fitness. We like to be able to teach you how to separate the facts from the fallacies. We began 2 years ago with a wonderful set of audio tapes on lifestyle change. We made the videotapes on cooking and shopping and dining out. And now we have complemented that line with our new cookbook. This cookbook, as you can see, is a 3-ring binder, a nice fat one so that you can put lots of recipes in here. And of course, we have the recipes to go with them. Every 6 months, I will put out a new segment of recipes using our BLI Modern Magic Meals food line. And then you can put them in here, you can save them, you can use them. You'll see that the paper here is wipeable for your kitchen. It lies nice and flat for usage. And all the recipes here are calorie controlled, low in fat, the very, very heart-healthy way that we endorse here at BLI. The second product I want to talk to you about is a health almanac. Now, a lot of us remember almanacs, the Poor Richard's Almanac that we studied about in history many, many years ago when we were in school. But now we have put together for you a health almanac. This almanac contains all the information, charts, statistics, graphs about health, life, fitness, what you should do and what you shouldn't do every day if you really want to live a very good life. It's based on very sound scientific fact, not on faddism and not on cultism. So I know that as you read this, you're going to enjoy it, and it's going to enable you to make the necessary changes that you want to make towards a more healthy lifestyle, the BLI way. I hope that you have enjoyed watching this video as much as I have enjoyed preparing this video for you. As always, I wish you good life, very good health, and God bless. Now we enjoy. Enjoy with me.